we mentioned that Succession was coming back.
Ooh, Succession is weird right now. Did you watch the 2 episodes? All right, so we know the 3rd episode came out by the time you've seen this, but we're recording while it's airing, and so we have not seen the 3rd episode. So we're just going to discuss episode 1 and 2, and hopefully that's cool with you. Go ahead. Take it away.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, psh. Mad spoiler alerts if you haven't started the new season of Succession. Fast forward. And if you've never seen Succession,
go watch it.
Definitely fast forward, but go watch it like we said last episode.
That motherfucker Tom.
That motherfucker Tom.
Tom is... All I keep hearing in my head when I see Tom or I see Shiv or I see anything surrounding their relationship, all I can hear in my head is gotcha.
Listen. Their relationship
gotcha,
is
bitch.
So interesting because it started off as this House of Cards dynamic where we not really fucking with each other the way most couples are. We're here because we see a lot of power plays and we're hooking up to take over the world.
Yeah.
However we see fit as a couple. But just like House of Cards, sometimes one motherfucker has too many of the cards.
Yeah.
And so that other motherfucker starts thinking, you know what? Maybe I should play this one card I've got left. Because they're not expecting me to play this one card I've got left.
Yep.
And that's what Tom did at the end of last season.
I mean, Shiv started treating him bad. And
Shiv
here's the
been
thing.
treating him bad.
Yeah, but there's a difference between...
I know, she's like on his wedding night, like, yeah, I fucked some dude yesterday.
There's a difference.
And I don't love you, nigga.
Right, and my thing is when you
and even though I don't love you and you love me and you know I don't love you, bitch, you not going nowhere.
But when you have an agreement with somebody...
Now let's go get married.
Right.
All right, go ahead, I'm sorry.
When you've established an agreement with somebody... or you've established what the terms of your relationship
The terms and conditions, right.
At the point where you renege, you leave the other person vulnerable.
Oh, absolutely.
So...
And hurt.
And hurt. So Tom was okay with the goings on.
Yes,
until he realized that his wife not only... was it okay, this is how things are gonna be, but now it was, I don't even give a fuck about the things we decided on. At the point where Shiv said, I don't give a fuck about any of this.
It's just what I want.
It's my way or the highway. I'm gonna fuck other dudes. I'm not gonna have a baby. I'm keeping you out of the business. Like, I'm kind of icing you out a little bit and not keeping you abreast of what's going on. Tom was like, yeah, bitch. Oh, really?
That nigga said, okay, but
And Tom,
that's the last straw.
Right. Tom said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be on Team Logan.
Team Logan.
The kids are against the dad.
I'm siding with dad.
I'm siding with dad. You know why? Because dad is going to win every single time. Every single time.
That's what Tom felt.
And Tom, not only is Tom like trying to like really ingrain himself in the business with dad, he's now getting dad involved in the personal shit with Shiv.
Let me tell you something. So, if you know me, you know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Mm-hmm. And so, this is all bad guy Star Wars stuff. Mm-hmm. This is all Sith shit. This is all movement through manipulation.
Yeah.
It's all power plays, manipulation, and misleading movements / misdirects. It's like, oh shit, what's going on over there? Stole all your shit over here. Yeah. Oh look, something's really cool happening over there. Just rip down your whole plan. Mm-hmm. Not being like, oh, I don't even know what happened. There's now when the plant is on the ground, I'm in shock with you. Oh my God, what happened to the plant? Did you see that? How did the plant get ripped like that? I mean, it fell, but how did these leaves just completely rip in half? Wow. This is crazy. That's what Succession is, and I love it because everyone is on that shit. And so this is like, it's not in the thing that's cool to me about Succession, and I'm gonna bring it back to Tom. But to me, the thing that's cool about Succession is it's not good guy versus bad guy.
No.
It's bad guy versus worst guy.
Yeah.
Versus another worse guy. Versus, oh, we're all losing. Let's team up against that bigger, badder, worse guy.
And even when they
love
team
that
up,
shit.
they're still manipulating each other.
I fucking love it. And so back to Tom.
There's
that's
no
the
one
fly
to be
shit.
trusted.
No one to be trusted. And Tom realized that. And I love the scene at the end of last season when he goes to Greg and he's like, yo, what's up? You want to make a deal with the devil? I'm like, yes, Tom. Finally, Tom is like, yo, fuck all this shit. You know me and you are on the outside.
Tom said,
you want in with me? I'm going in.
Yes.
What you want to do?
And
Greg put his big boy pants on. Was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me grow up and do this with you.
And now they're the disgusting brothers.
And now they're the Smash. Now they're the Smash Brothers.
They're the disgusting brothers, according to Greg.
Yeah, I know.
That's
what he calls them, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I guess they couldn't use the Smash Brothers.
He goes to Tom and he goes, we're the disgusting brothers. I was like, what in the world?
Filth.
What had they done with Precious Greg? Do you remember season 1 where Greg vomited all over himself in the mascot costume?
Yeah. And that's one of the greater stories of Succession. That Greg was this minuscule nobody who was like begging for anything, and now Greg is one of the higher ups at, what do they call it? AVN? ATN, there you go. AKA Fox News.
Right. I mean, I feel like, what do they call it? A Cinderella story? I feel like this is Greg's Cinderella story.
He's on his way.
Greg is on his way.
Yeah, I don't even think Greg is finished. No. I think by the end of this season, we're going to see a higher echelon.
Yeah,
Greg.
I agree.
Because, like, they even took away my favorite Greg line. He's like, yeah. We haven't heard of yeah in like a season and a half.
We haven't.
But I don't think we're gonna either.
I'm hoping that I think the one thing that's missing for Greg is that Logan still doesn't respect him.
I mean, who does Logan respect though?
Yeah, but he treats him like he thinks he's a doofus.
Well, because Greg's a doofus.
Yeah, but in Greg's ascension, that's got to be part of it. He's got to move. I think that's the final piece of his puzzle is him, and I think that will happen. I don't know how, but I think they'll do that. I think that they'll put him in a position to where Logan finally sees him in a different way. It doesn't mean that Logan thinks that he's great or he's at the top of the totem pole or anything like that, but I think that's the one thing that Greg is always like. They were at the party in episode 1, and Greg's like trying to lie about. Greg's trying to lie about what he was doing to Logan, and Logan is like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with him?" Like, and I think
Tom is like, he's got the whole. He's got cameras in every room, multiple cameras. What do you mean? He's like, yeah, I fucked Shorty in the guest room. He's like, no, you fucking idiot. He's like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, why? What's wrong? He's like, the guest room? Yeah, you know, the one right next to the master bedroom. It's like, you fucking idiot. Yeah. He's like, you better tell him before he finds out later.
Right.
Just like, everybody fucks Greg.
Exactly.
What did he say? Greg fucks anywhere or something like that he said this episode.
Yeah, so I'm just curious to see if there will be a moment where the two
for
of them,
Logan to respect
maybe
Greg,
respect is a strong word.
I know you mean a piece of respect. You don't mean like respect him as an equal. I think for Logan to respect Greg, he probably have to like fuck over Tom and everyone else.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like
that's coming.
That might be a part of this story because there's got to be a reason why. I think it's so interesting that our conversation is about Tom and Greg, but
I mean, they're kind of the stars this episode, this season so far. There's
got to be a reason why Greg is still on, because remember, Kendall tried to get Greg on his side.
Yeah, and Greg
a while back.
Greg was flip-flopping.
And Greg was there until Greg was like, actually, this doesn't seem like a sure thing. Right. So I would just go on right back over to Uncle Logan, because that's the person who, because everybody started to realize that Logan will win every single time. I mean, maybe that'll change this season. I don't know. But
it is the final season,
as
allegedly.
far as we know, Logan wins every time. And those kids better be ready because they are playing a dangerous game.
And so that's the interesting part about these first 2 episodes. Mm-hmm. We see in episode 1 the kids outbid dad, which is a very weird dynamic. But anyway, they outbid dad and get whatever the other rivalry company is called. And then he gets mad. Pretty much how the episode ends. Mm-hmm. And you see Shiv and Tom are going to officially get divorced. And then now this episode, we see betrayal within the kids.
Yep.
Kendall gets a phone call. So Shiv actually starts by doing, like I said, master manipulator behind the scenes shit. Mm-hmm. And she brings it to the brothers that she's teamed up with. And then at the bar, Ken gets a phone call. Mm-hmm. And he decides, you know what? I'm going to do my own thing now. And so it looks like he's siding with Shiv. But we don't. But they don't really know why. Right. Because he is siding with Shiv for this moment, but they don't know why. And then good old Romulus.
I mean,
first of all, Connor is wild. Connor don't give a fuck about nothing but himself. Yep. And his little fake political run.
He want to be
with the girl that don't want him.
A politician so bad.
With the girl that does not want him. Willow.
Willow.
Connor was stressed and was like, I'm telling Dad, fuck all that shit.
Right. Now, here's what I think. Or rather a question.
And so, well, wait. Episode 2 ends with true betrayal.
Oh, yeah.
Because the siblings have united in a front against Dad. And good old Romulus is back with Dad, ready to suck the teat.
Right. Because, I mean, Logan has a hold on Rome.
Yep.
Rome is interesting because he's always been the underdog in terms of the siblings.
Yep.
He's never truly been a front runner because he was kind of the playboy that would hang out and go out and get wasted and whatever. When we first met him, he had to be trained in order to join the company. Right. He had his dalliance with Jerry, which everyone ended up finding out at least something about what happened. They never really said if everyone figured out that they had something ongoing, sort of. I mean, I don't know what you call that.
And then we don't even know how it ended. Speaking of that.
Right. It's never, they
and who knows, maybe it's still going on.
I think they're going to come back to it. Because she's still in communication with him. Yep. We see that in episode 2. But he's like the sibling that, you can't really take, like he doesn't take the business seriously, or at least he didn't used to.
Right, not in season 1 for sure.
At some point, he started caring about it, and
because he was being groomed.
Right. And that's the thing. He's like Logan's little pet. Yep. He's the one that Logan's like, and honestly, for what it's worth, Logan can jerk any of the kids around.
Absolutely.
But
and does quite often.
Yes. But Rome, he kind of treats him like his little baby. He talks to him very differently. It's almost like he knows that he can't push him in order to manipulate him. He has to love him and kind of nurture him to manipulate him. The mastermind that is Logan Roy is like, this character was written with genius.
Yeah, well, one of the things of being a good leader is knowing that different people have different needs. Mm-hmm. And so where JD might need kind words of encouragement, mm-hmm. Dash may need pressure. Mm-hmm. And then Chris may need something totally different.
A kick in the pants.
Yeah, he might need you to like take him out to a bar, and curse at him while you have drinks.
Right.
So the next day, he's off to the grind.
Yeah.
And so that's part of being a good leader. And Logan understands that. And he's also fucked up and doesn't care. And I think that's kind of what makes him fly. Like this episode, the end of episode 2, when he's like, I love y'all, but y'all are fucking dumb.
Yep.
He's like, y'all are not smart at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
and they all looked defeated, even though
I would say not Ken.
Kendall.
Ken was smiling and shit. He was digging it.
Kendall was smiling, but Kendall was also tortured. So sometimes when he smiles,
Well, I was gonna say Ken likes that shit though. That's the difference.
So, yeah,
like Kendall's the kind of person who likes to be beat up.
Yes, he does. But they all, to me, when he said that, they all had these looks on their faces like, fuck, he even now that we've staged a coup, it's still not, he still doesn't look at us as worthy or
but that's happens anytime it's staged against him.
Or yes, but
like remember when Ken tried to get everyone against him at the board meeting that he was like running to?
Yes.
And
like, he just kind of looked at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" This is my company, and
he's like, "This is what you tried to do with your little bit of power?
Yeah,
you're a bitch, and you still can't fuck with me." And I was
right.
like, "Damn, can you imagine running 20 New York City blocks to get upstairs, and then that's what happens?"
Yeah, yeah, a mess. So I'm curious. Predictions. Let's say the show ends at the end of the season with a chosen successor. Let's say all of the bullshit that's going on right now somehow gets wrapped up in a bow, right? And one of the kids, or maybe not the kids, someone becomes the heir to the throne. Mm-hmm. Who you got?
I don't know. I feel like the easy answer is Ken, because we know this is loosely based off of Rupert.
Right.
And so that would be Ken. Mm-hmm. But
they have creative license. This is not a true. This is technically not a true story.
Right, but I feel like that's the easiest answer, and I feel like that's what a lot of fans want, because I see in the public he's the most popular one, which I think is interesting. But anyway,
I think he also has a lot of other things going on. So
the actor. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't think anyone will be a Logan. I think the closest who's like cold and meticulous is Shiv, even though she fucks it up a lot of times when she tries to do those type of things. Yes. I think she's the closest in that regard, but I don't think they would let Shiv do it. I don't know, honestly. It would be super fly if it was Greg.
I don't think it's going to be Greg.
But that makes no sense, to be honest. I just love the underdog story, and feel like that would really make the Cinderella story.
I do too.
If Greg just like, you know what? Yo, fuck the whole family. I got this shit.
I think Tom is going all the way.
Really? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I think there's a reason.
I think there's too much leading on Tom right now.
No.
Because they like to do the misdirect thing on this show.
They do. But...
And so what is it, usually 12 episodes?
It's been up and down.
I feel like by halfway, Tom is going to fall.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that Tom is being groomed.
Oh, sure.
And I think that Tom... I think that the situation with Tom is that Logan knows that he could still play Tom like a puppet. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't have to worry about being double-crossed when it comes to Tom.
Okay.
I'm not saying Tom wouldn't. I'm just saying I don't think Tom poses a threat to Logan.
At this point, it would be harder, yes, because he can't exactly just go back to Shiv.
Right. And I think as long as Tom continues on the trajectory he's on, I think that's why we're seeing the divorce thing come into play. I think that Tom is going all the way to the end.
But you don't think Rome coming back to Dad changes that?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't, because remember, Logan is not afraid to screw over the kids.
You're right.
So
I mean,
it's
Logan's
kinda
not afraid
like
to screw over anyone.
anyone, but I'm just saying, like, the kids specifically, right? Because, I mean, you know, some people could argue, oh, okay, well, maybe he has a soft spot and Rome will get it. No, I don't really think that's what's gonna happen. I think I think the thing that he's been looking for is what Tom has. Tom is unscrupulous.
Yeah, we know that.
And that's the only way, according to Logan.
Right.
You gotta be unscrupulous. You gotta be smart about your decisions. You gotta think about the company, which, in a matter of speaking, is thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can think selfishly and you can act selfishly, then that's what you need. That's how you keep the company going.
Right.
I could totally see him propping Tom up.
That would be interesting.
And Tom and Shiv continuing to, along with their breakup, and none of the kids get it in the end. In the end, the kids get their payouts, and someone else completely different runs the company.
The only thing I will say is that would be interesting, first. Second, I think that there's rumors that there's a show coming that's going to be the what's the term they use?
A spinoff?
Thank you. A spinoff of Succession. I can't see the Tom show.
But maybe it won't be about Tom. Just because there's a spinoff doesn't mean the spinoff is going to be
what happens next?
a result of what happens at the end.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But I don't know. Right now, I'm sure this will change over the course of the season.
Right, we're 2 episodes in.
But today, that's what I think.
Gotcha.
I think that Tom is being groomed for the CEO position.
I dig it.
But that is our Succession deep dive.